Welcome, everybody. I'm Beth Shero. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Shero Commerce. We have a great event today where we're going to be talking about all things gifting with our special guest from Zest, Liz Lorge. So the idea really came about how brands are driving loyalty and revenue through gifting. We're going into Q4. We know that ad spend is costing us more than ever, and getting customers in the door is more challenging than ever. People just expect more, right? And I think this is a great opportunity for us to learn and talk about how gifting is a great opportunity to increase your conversions. And any loyal customer always wants to buy something they love for a person they care about. So in prime time, right before Q4 hits, we're going to be diving into Zest and gifting. So let's welcome our special guest, Liz. Welcome to the show, Liz. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, everything you just said, spot on. It is absolutely the top of mind for all the brands that we're talking to today. And people are shopping like earlier and earlier, like
Yes.
with every passing year. So these conversations starting in late August, early September has just become the norm. So this is great that we get to talk about
It's
this.
crazy. I know it's like October, Halloween already started, Christmas already started.
Yeah, it's the Halloween and the Christmas aisles are basically
Colliding.
right now. Yep.
But it's good to see, because some people like to be very prepared. Some people still buy last minute, but I think the gifting is key because I know myself personally, like I always want to buy something that I really know will be good and I've experienced it or like bought it myself. So like this topic is very important for
Yeah.
all of our customers joining. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have Ashley hopping in too. Welcome, Ashley, from the Shero team.
Hello. Thanks so much for having me. Excited to be here. Such a fun, cool topic to be talking about as we're going into the holiday season and all the gift buying.
Gift buying. Yes. So before we get going on our topic, I would love for you both to introduce yourself for all the newcomers to the live here today, just so they can understand your backgrounds and, just get a feel for where you're at today. So Liz, would you like to kick it off and tell us about yourself and Zest? Looking forward to learning more about you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, I'm Liz Lorge. I've been with Zest basically since the beginning, which has been really exciting to see this evolution in what we've been building at Zest, because it's also everything we come out with has really been driven by the brands we work with, and what they're seeing, the trends they're seeing with their shoppers, and they're like dying need to have these tools to finally meet like this gifting behavior that's moving more and more online. I do all the marketing, so all the words you see with Zest, website, everything, that's what I do. I talk about Zest day in and day out, so I'm super excited to keep talking about it today and how it's like changing things. And I've been in the e-commerce space for just over a decade now. And so I've seen a lot of, as you know, like e-commerce tech especially is changing like every week, every month, something new is coming.
100%.
And so it's just been a wild ride to be on, but super happy to be with Zest and excited about like what we're changing in the space ourselves.
I love it because, throughout the years, this has always been a pain point. Like customers need this solution, and we've had to build custom things, or they just kind of like scramble something together, and it's just like it never feels great. So it's just great that you guys are tackling this space and really empowering brands to elevate that experience and making it as seamless as possible.
Yeah. That's basically what we've been hearing from brands. It's like, hey, we've been trying our best, but we are burnt out and need
Yes.
a platform to help us. So
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, welcome.
Mhm.
And Ashley, it would be great to get a little info from you as well.
Sure. I am Ashley. I'm a digital marketing strategist here at Shero. I've been here almost 3 years now. Loving it more every day. And I get to help our customers, our clients work on their marketing strategy, kind of everything from CRO to SEO, email marketing, Meta and Google Ads, all of that stuff. My specialty, I would say, is email marketing, which is what I'm going to be talking about today with how you can make sure and reach all your customers with Zest. So yeah, that's me, and I've been in the e-commerce space about a decade as well, I believe. So yeah,
It's been a trip.
yes, lots of
A lot of
change
change.
all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you. You're gonna have some great insights. So super excited about that. We do have some visuals that I think will be useful. Do we want to bring up the deck and kick it off? Awesome. There we go. That's our topic, everybody. Seamless gifting with Zest. Yes. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to dive right in. I kind of talked a little bit about it up front. People definitely expect more. And earlier in the year, we spoke a bit about loyalty. And I think throughout the years, loyalty has definitely changed, right? But I think it's just important to kind of just name where we're at. And I think many of you are probably feeling this, that shoppers are, narrowing down who they're loyal to and why. And it's just become this very fragile balance of like, once you get your buyers in the store, how do you retain them and how do you build this loyalty? And it's just become a bit fragile. Like people are bombarded from so many different places. So 1 to 5%, on average, that people are being loyal to brands, like only 5 brands that you're loyal to, which I guess kind of probably makes sense, but just crazy to think it's at that number. So when you do get a loyal customer, you want to capitalize on that. And just like to level set different things that brands do. Obviously, reward points is very common. Members only sales, product launches, sneak previews. I mean, a lot of these you're pretty familiar with. But why is this so important? I think it's important because the customers that are most loyal will engage the most, right? They'll recommend your products. They'll leave reviews. They're going to talk about you. Even word of mouth is really big. And why, the gifting conversations come up, because when they're engaged like that and they like believe in your brand, they're going to buy gifts. Of course they are. So gifts, I think it's untapped, right? Like we're saying it here. It's something that most people probably don't even realize they can add some revenue by adding this new channel of gifting. And we can see from the numbers here, consumers spend about 10% on gifts. And you can remarket, which I know Liz is going to talk about this, of how Zest allows you to remarket to these customers. But even if they are, if you're sending a gift, you're not going to lose that opportunity to engage with that new customer with Zest. So that's just kind of teasing it up for you, Liz. But, when you think of gifting, it's not a lost opportunity. It's adding more people that are going to love your brand.
Yeah, and something that we're also seeing in this space is like, obviously, especially in the US, we saw like a massive spike in use in e-commerce adoption in 2020 at the start of the pandemic. And what also came about in that time and is sort of driving this growth and driving this like increased consumer spend on gifts is just how much people wanted to connect with each other, especially
Yes.
in those first few years. But that trend hasn't really faded away. People are continuing to want to be more thoughtful with what they're giving each other, wanting to be more intentional, wanting their gift to like mean something. And so fewer people are settling for something like a quick and easy like gift card off of like
Right.
the checkout kiosk or something like that. They really want to send something that they love. And um speaking to what you said, people who are loyal to brands are more likely to recommend that brand. And I always think of gifting as like the ultimate word of mouth. Like someone
Yes.
loved something enough that they want to give it to the other people they care about. Like that's the ultimate referral in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that added tidbit because I just think there's so much opportunity here that, many brands aren't considering. So that's really thoughtful and good to understand because also, in general in e-commerce, the demographics are shifting a lot, right? So like younger generations are coming into to buy things and they have different needs too. Like to your point, a gift card isn't cutting it for people anymore. And it's just even creating an experience or making it fun for people. Like getting a package with a gift card that's personalized is, like it's just an added bonus. So lots of opportunity here, but we kind of named it up front, like throughout the years, this gifting experience and even today struggles, right? Like it's a bit broken.
Yeah.
Right.
And not for lack of trying on the brand's part. Like
Yeah, for sure. I'm not pointing fingers at anyone.
Yeah.
It's a hard one to tackle.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many different like platforms and technologies, and then how do you integrate it with your back office to make sure it's seamless? There's a lot to think about in this whole process. But some basic things to think about, that we're aware of, like I just mentioned, making it personalized, gift cards, making sure it's not manual, like so many things. Like I've heard of brands too, like, oh, just give me a call and tell me what you want the gift card to say,
Yeah. And I don't know, I'm a proud millennial and I would rather do many other things than pick up the phone.
100%, same.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think we're all millennials suffering from this, not wanting to pick up the phone.
Yeah, gift giving is one of my love languages. I absolutely love giving gifts to people. And I before have actually like sent an Amazon package or something from a company and I'll just change the address and send it to a friend or whatever.
Yes.
And then I've had friends though that said they got a package and they didn't know what it was. So I don't want to open it, I mean, what if it's, something bad or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I'm like, I love that I could do that and it actually be something that's personalized that they could actually know I sent them a gift and know that it's okay to open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually have experienced that myself personally. Someone bought my son a gift. I still don't know who sent it, to be honest, but I did open it. Oh, it's a mystery. Anyways, so Liz, how has Zest solved this problem? Let's dig in.
Yeah, for sure. Everything you're talking about is the plight that we've heard time and time and time again. The biggest pain point we hear is the manual effort it takes to do gifting, especially Zest. Zest has been in the corporate gifting space for a while now. That's sort of our bread and butter, our corporate gifting product. And just recently we launched our consumer gifting product. But in both spaces, in the corporate gifting space, we hear exactly what you're saying. Someone has to either, if I want to send a gift, especially in corporate gifting, if I want to send gifts to 100 people, which is like a massive order, you would think you want that to be like as easy as possible for someone to place such a high value order, but that's just not the case. They have to sort of like dig around your website looking for a corporate gifting link somewhere. Then they have to fill out a contact form or pick up the phone and make a phone call. And that's a ton of effort on their part, especially if they are on like a strict timeline. They don't know when they're going to hear back from a brand. They don't know if what they want to do is possible. They could be waiting days, they could be waiting weeks. And then on the brand side, it's usually a person who is manually like adding each recipient address, they're adding each like SKU for the products being ordered, they're uploading those individual like gift messages. And it can take like weeks, if not a month, to process a large corporate gift order. And that's a ton of friction. And so Zest came in And we built a tool that really resolves those friction points with like some self-service corporate gifting storefronts and a really nice like concierge platform that like streamlines all of that. And we heard from these brands like, hey, what you did for my corporate gifting was amazing. Can you do it for like my consumer
Yeah.
gifting? And that was really the impetus for us launching our consumer product, our consumer gifting product when we did, which was just about a month ago
Wow.
now. But what it is really opens up this frictionless gifting experience directly on a brand's website, directly baked into their checkout flow. So they're not going to like shopper's not going to a third-party marketplace. They don't have to pick up the phone and call anyone. They don't have to try to coordinate the sending of a gift and then sending of their own like gift note separately and hope they just like align, get delivered magically.
Making me nervous just talking
Um,
about it.
yeah, it's a lot of stress like on the gifter. And one of the coolest things that we do that you mentioned before is for the first time ever, when uh, someone who's on your website and buying a gift, our multi-ship checkout makes it easy for them to send a gift to 3, 4, 10 people in one single checkout. So they're paying just once. They're
That's
not
great.
going through the pain and the friction of like checking out again and again and again and again, because you're gonna lose them if you, like, force them through that many checkouts, that much friction. But when they send a gift, they can also send tracking
Mm.
information to the recipient, so actually this speaks to your
Mhm.
dilemma of, like, someone will be able to digitally, like, unwrap their gift, they know something's on the way,
Ooh.
um, they can track it the whole way to know, like, "Okay, this isn't, like, something spooky arriving on my
Mhm.
doorstep right now, I'm, like, expecting it." Um, and then when they unwrap their gift, the recipient can also opt in to receive that brand's marketing. And that is massive. Like, that's an innovation. And, like, I'm biased. I work at Zest. I've been here for a while and I've watched the journey, but, like, that's an innovation that, like, hasn't been seen before because you might have known as a brand, like, who your gifters are, like, who those high value customers are, but you had no idea who was receiving the gift. You had no way to connect with them. You had no way to ask about their experience or introduce yourself as a brand. You had no way to connect with those people. And now, for the first time ever, Zest makes it possible for that brand to get that opt-in and start that nurturing connection and that remarketing campaign. And that's massive. I mean, think of the flywheel that can occur. Someone who is receiving your gift is using that product, they're experiencing it, tasting it, wearing it out in public, doing all this stuff, and they're your hottest lead
Yeah.
ever, and they've gone totally unaddressed until now. Um, so even just a little bit of nurturing, a little bit of remarketing can get that
Mhm.
person to come to your website and maybe even send a gift of their own to 3, 4, 5 people, and that flywheel just you can see how quickly that
Mhm.
would scale. So that's the bit that we're, like, super excited about, um, that makes possible for brands, and it finally gives them that insight to know, like, who's sending a gift, who's receiving a gift, how much is this channel worth, and how can I market it and scale it for
Mhm.
the future.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
love that that can really give you more data into if this channel is something worth, offering a discount code if you're gonna send people gifts or something, because you can actually see how well the recipients are then turning around and purchasing if they are converting again, which this channel is obviously going to be a larger converter because it's something that people are actually, they don't even have to just read reviews or see a referral link. They actually get to receive the product, like you said, and try it out for themselves. And so then when they want to purchase it, it's just right there. They don't even have to go look for it or call up the person and say, "Where'd you get this from? I really like it."
Yes.
It's right there. So, if
Yeah.
they enjoy what you gave them and they want to continue to buy it, or if they want to then be like, "Oh my gosh, you gave out all of these gifts. That's really cool. I want to do that too." Then they can also figure out how to do that really easily as well. So I love that. I think it's so, so cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really plays into like the loyalty aspect that you're talking about. It's harder for brands to gain that loyalty. It feels like every brand in your space is using the same tools. They're running the same ads, they're vying for the same eyeballs, like their thing. And so having something like a better gifting experience, a seamless gifting experience is something that does draw like repeat customers. They're like, "Oh, all of a sudden I loved you as a brand to shop for myself, but now you made it this easy to buy a gift. You're going to be my go-to gifting destination now. Every time I need to buy gifts for people, I'm coming to your brand." So
Mhm.
it's just that extra leverage that you need today to really thrive in e-commerce.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm guilty of that myself. Sometimes I'll just buy gifts on certain sites because of the ease of use.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's a huge
Such a
factor.
big thing when you're so busy, or like I just need to get something sometimes, and it's like, yeah. But I was also thinking as you were talking about like, and maybe Ashley, you're gonna touch on it, so I'll like kind of tease it maybe like since if they opt in and you have their information, like you can even collect user generated content through following up around like reviews and like even just getting general feedback. I'm thinking because they're newer to the brand. It's just, I think it's really cool. And if you're on that product, for example, and someone says, "Oh, I got this as a gift and I loved it so much," it just like adds a lot of value, So,
Mhm.
so many opportunities, which I'm sure Ashley will talk more about.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just think about those people that I know, like realtors or something, for instance, who are constantly wanting to send all of their
Yes.
clients gifts at Christmas time or, as thank yous for buying a house or whatever. They can then easily, when they have 50 plus clients and they just want, to do that, it would be so easy. This is just such a useful tool that can save so many people so much time.
Yeah, like it could save the buyer. I mean, on the consumer side, saves them like 10, 15 minutes for sure. On the
At
corporate side,
least,
when you have
yeah.
that like scale of hundreds of recipients that you're sending to, I mean, saves them hours of work.
Mhm.
Yeah, totally. Do we wanna see the demo?
Yes.
Okay, so we have a bit of a demo. Let's see if we can get it.
Hey, just wanted to show you what we've been working on that could really take your gift sales to a whole nother level. So I'm shopping with a brand that I love right here, and I want to send 3 of my friends some gifts from this store. Now, usually what this would mean is going through the checkout again and again, once per recipient. But we've basically erased all of that friction with this little button right here. Once I click that, I'm launched into this super slick multi-ship checkout. And from here, I can assign recipients to each one of these items in my cart. Then I can add a personalized gift note, and I can even choose to send them tracking updates through email or text. Aside from keeping my recipients in the know, a really cool part about these tracking updates is that recipients can also opt into this brand's marketing. And since Zest integrates with Klaviyo, this means this brand can make campaigns focused on engaging and converting these recipients into brand new customers. And as I keep adding recipient details to each of these gifts, the shipping, tax, and total are all automatically updated the whole time. Once all the details and gift notes are added, I'm just checking out like normal. This gifting experience works seamlessly with Shopify Plus checkouts, which means payment options, discounts, gift cards, all of that works as it should. And when I hit pay, these gifts are flowing right into the Shopify backend and getting processed. If consumer gifting is a channel that you want to grow, this tool is an absolute must have. But if corporate gifting is more your jam, we'd love to show you what we built to scale that channel too.
Amazing. Very impressive, Liz.
Oh, it's so funny hearing yourself in a recording.
Anything you wanna add before we go to the next slide?
Yeah, I just wanna clarify that this was our, consumer gifting product, the one that I was talking about that we just launched, and it has this awesome, like, multi-ship feature that you saw where you can easily just click next to a product and assign it to a recipient, including your gift note. You can have it emailed to them or texted to them, um and I just want to take in for a moment how that is so well baked into this checkout experience. It's not a separate experience. It's keeping that user in that really like frictionless flow that they're used to when they are checking out on your store like normal. And we also have just a simple like add a gift note box too if you're sending just to one person and you don't have multiple addresses to send to in this one address. You can also just send that really nice like gift note, digital gift note message, a card, and the same deal applies there where they can get that tracking information and opt into your brand's marketing too.
I love it. I mean, I think it's like the user experience is so smooth. Like you don't even realize like that what you're doing in a way. Like you obviously know, but like what I'm saying is like it's so seamless that it's just plug, you're just going through it like do 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 do. Like I feel like in the past when I've seen stuff, it's like a chore. You're like, oh, I got to do this thing. You're like blocking off time. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So it's super awesome. Your team's done a great job creating that great experience, and anything on the checkout from a technical standpoint is always much more complicated. So props there.
Yeah, they're a good team. They're a good team. I am blessed that I get to talk about the good work that they are doing and hype it up in all of our marketing and stuff.
It's amazing. So let's take a look at some numbers, right?
Yeah. So what this is showing is, like I mentioned, our consumer gifting product is recently launched, and so we're still getting our initial data from it. How brands are performing, but some things that we're already seeing, and makes it super exciting going into the holidays, like the key gifting season. Even though gifting happens year round, but we're already seeing that brands are finding that 20 to 30% of their total sales on their website can be accounted to gifting. And I think that's shocking to a lot of brands that many sales are gifts themselves. And then we are also seeing like multi-ship gift order, average order values are ranging anywhere from 50 to 60% higher than a typical D2C order. And that's just by nature. Like obviously you're sending more items to more people in one of those multi-ship checkouts. But that's an order you might not have even gotten had you not had a seamless experience for that customer. If you had presented them with like a bunch of friction instead of like, oh, they can just get it done in one checkout, you might have seen a $0 order because they were live. So and then we're also seeing like this average multi-ship gift order for your typical D2C consumer looking to send gifts to friends in that checkout is around 2 to 4 recipients right now. And that's typical. They're sending to a few friends that are scattered around, a few family members,
Right.
their group of bridesmaids. So think like opposed to corporate gifting, this is a smaller cohort, a smaller inner circle that people are sending to.
Amazing. Well, these numbers are really good for just launching, and like it just shows just from the demo, it's pretty amazing. There are a couple of questions coming in, Liz.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if I should answer those or.
I was like, hold up, we got to pause for 1 second here. I think we'll leave like a couple. We'll just do a couple, and then we'll come to some near the end. But because this one is specific to the. Oh, okay, we got this one too. We'll start with this one. How does Zest work if you have a discount? So this is very specific to the checkout experience that we saw
for
in the
sure.
demo.
Because we see a lot of brands, like it's not typical or it's not atypical to see a promotion running that's like spend $100, get free shipping. And for brands that want to run this multi-ship checkout, their concern was, oh, it's really easy for an order to reach that $100 threshold, and then I'm giving free shipping to like 5 different like shipments going out to these different addresses, and we've accounted for that, so no worries. We have made it so the shipping threshold is actually applied to each of those individual recipient orders. So if your threshold is $50 for free shipping or shipping discount or something like that, or some other type of discount code, that individual order would have to meet that threshold. So if it's like spend $50, get 10% off, you would have to like allot $50 of products to a recipient, and then just that recipient would get that 10% off or something.
Oh, that's smart.
So it's it's split
No
up.
double dipping.
Yeah, no double dipping, and that's how it's pushed into your e-commerce backend as well, as it's automatically piped in to reflect those discounts. So
Yeah. I think
Okay.
is this kind of what you already touched on, or is it a little bit different?
So the question is, for anybody that's not looking at the screen, is how do shipping fees work when you're shipping to multiple addresses?
yeah, very similar. You can actually select different shipping methods per recipient, per address that you enter into that multi-ship checkout. And those are just automatically added up as well in your little like tabulation in the checkout there. So if I'm sending to 3 recipients and I want to send like standard ground shipping to one of them, but I want to overnight it to another one, I can select
Ooh.
those different shipping rates when I'm making that order. And then it also uh, we pull in what brands have set for shipping rates going to like Alaska, Hawaii, for instance, and we also like pull in those different restrictions that they might have set up where they might not ship items to a certain state.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We have a couple more. Do you want to keep answering questions?
I think we can do one more and then we'll leave the roadmap to the end.
Okay.
Okay. So this is from Eric. Do you have a demo for corporate gifting that you can either show now or send a link in the chat to view later?
I do have a demo for corporate gifting. And I do have a link. How should I share that?
Yeah, I'm not sure actually how we can technically share that, but
I think we can put it in a comment, but do you want to go ahead and share a demo real quick, Liz?
Sure, it is
Prepared to do that.
very similar.
on
It's
spot.
Yeah.
totally cool. Yeah, I will. Okay. I'm sharing that screen. If it feels like corporate gifting is all over the internet right now, you're not alone. The best brands want in on this market, but there's a really big issue. It's hard to get into, and it's even harder to scale. We just wanted to pop in real quick and show you how Zest makes it really easy for you to not only scale this channel, but turn it into your most lucrative channel yet. So what you're seeing here is a real self-service storefront powered by Zest. And this is what makes it possible for your corporate shoppers to send gifts to literally hundreds of people in one transaction, all without needing a single second of time from your team. And it works with your existing e-commerce platform, so things like adding products and tracking inventory are super easy. After they pick out the perfect gift, shoppers can then toss in a personal touch before adding all of their recipients in just seconds using the bulk uploader. And any errors here, like an invalid zip code with a state, are called out instantly so they can be fixed by the gifter and ensure every gift is good to go before this order is placed, which saves them and your support team a lot of headache later on. Then they can pick to send this gift now or even schedule it for later. And once they check out, this order flows seamlessly into your e-commerce platform for processing. In a nutshell, it's a totally new kind of gifting experience that saves everyone time and can even double your gift revenue. Or if consumer gifting is more interesting to you, we'd love to show you what we built to scale that channel too.
Very nice.
That's corporate gifting.
Amazing.
Yeah, and if you want to poke around, I was showing Levain Bakery is one of our brands that does uses our corporate gifting storefronts. They also use our event gifting product as well. So you feel free to go around their website and poke around. Sort of.
Can you just summarize what would you use the event gifting for? Is it like if you have a wedding or something like that?
That's a huge thing. I mean, especially for something like Levain Bakery, they make these really cute like wedding favors with custom ribbons, like super cute. So you can go into, and it's like a event gifting or anything you would need like bulk gifts for. So weddings, conferences, the office holiday party that you are celebrating in your office, because that's the funnest place to be, where you want a bunch of gifts sent.
Well, you could like pre-send the shirt that you want everyone to wear in the photo and a little swag box up front, and then the shirt to wear to the party.
Exactly. Yeah. And so instead of entering multiple addresses, you're entering like one address where that shipment is going, but it's the same deal where you can pick your gifts. You can add gift notes that would be attached to each of those gifts, and all going to one location then.
Oh, okay, it's one location.
Yep,
I missed
yep.
that. Okay, but they could use corporate gifting, I guess.
Yeah, they could, if you want to, you could use the corporate gifting, the storefront and everything for that too. And something about that too is brands can also set up that corporate gifting storefront you saw. That was Levain Bakery's like public main storefront that any shopper can really go to. But you, as a brand, you can also set up like private storefronts for brands that come to you like year after year for their gifts, or they come to you and they have like a gift they always order from you for their new hires, for instance, and you can set up a private storefront for them with their like custom items in it, so they can access that at any time and self-service that way. Just get in, order the gift when they have a new hire, or order that gift for the holiday party, order that gift for whatever they need from their own like storefront, and they don't need to reach out to you and get into that like phone tag, email tag cycle for every time they need a gift. So it really saves everyone a lot of time in that respect too.
Wow, a lot of possibilities there.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Okay, so I know there's one more question there, but let's leave that to the end. We can wrap up on like future forward stuff of what people can expect from Zest. Let's switch gears a little bit and bring Ashley into the mix. And we did have a little bit of a mix up with the slides, so I'm going to try to go to the right slide. I think it's Ashley, you're up next, I hope. Oh, no, we have one more. A couple more. Sorry, missed up. Okay, go ahead, Liz. It's still you.
Oh, for sure. These are just our, like I mentioned, the consumer gifting. I shared some like preliminary findings that we have right now from those brands, but here are some results from some of our brands using our corporate gifting product. So this is the self-service corporate gifting storefronts, and our concierge tool as well. And this is from one holiday season. So a lot of these brands are like well known. They're all like very popular, very loved. And so they've been doing gifting for a while because they've been like pegged as a super awesome gift. A very giftable product. They've been doing it for a while and they've run into that same roadblock of like, it's just taking too much time. It's impossible to scale. We can't really market it because if we have more customers, we don't have people to like manage that. It's just like they were feeling like really squeezed by the limitations until they found Zest and finally had the technology to scale this channel. So these are some numbers from last holiday season. And you can see these are big, like with this self-service capability where gifters could come in, place these large orders and be on their way in a matter of minutes versus like weeks of hand holding and manual processing. Like Levain Bakery was able to scale that channel 100%, double it year over year. Same
That's
with
like a bonkers number. I'm just
right.
I believe it. It's just like that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's wild. Like the floodgates it opened up, like just streamlining that experience. And then speaking to like the time savings, you see Milk Bar at the bottom there, in their first holiday season with us using our corporate gifting product. Their typical corporate gifting processing time, and that's like connecting with the person, working out the recipients, the gift notes, the packaging, all that stuff, would take 2+ weeks, which is a lot of time and a lot of time for their team, like a lot of things for their team to keep track of, especially during like the busy Q4 season. And Zest was able to help their team actually take that time from like 2 weeks down to a day or two of processing time. And that's just the order being placed and then it automatically being pumped into their e-commerce backend for processing. And so like massive time saving possibilities when you incorporate like actual technology built for this channel.
Yeah, that's incredible for especially during that time of year when companies are so insanely busy anyways. Anything that will reduce time spent on things like that increases your, overall profit anyways. You're not having to maybe, I know a lot of companies bring in extra people even to
Mhm.
help during that time and stuff, so anything that can save in this economy that we have right now is
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely a good thing to add on to your eco stack.
Yeah, and that's what we've heard too, like, speaking to bringing in extra help, what that has usually looked like for brands is they bring on this extra help, and then it's, like, one person having to train them on, like, this ad hoc system they've put together over years, like, "Hey, I use this spreadsheet for this," then you go to this spreadsheet, and then that spreadsheet over here, and then you have to email them and log that and this at least gives them, like, even if they do have to bring on extra help for the holiday season, this gives everyone, like, the same baseline tool that everyone's
Yes.
using, all the information's in one place, and, like, shaves away so many headaches just from that alone, that consistency.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I know like during that time of year, like, the people that will come in to help maybe don't have the same skill sets as the regular team, right? So like that lower curve, learning curve being easier is just like tremendous to get quick help, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's game changer for sure.
Mhm.
Awesome. Okay, so anything else here? Because I know Ashley has some stuff she wants to cover.
Yeah, I'd love to hear Ashley's strategic bets.
Ashley, you're up.
Yes. All right. So now, just kind of where Shero comes into the picture. I know we have lots of our clients that we're recommending Zest for, especially as they're getting ready for Black Friday and the gifting season. So the one of the things I love about Zest is it integrates with lots of the major e-commerce platforms: Shopify, Shopify Plus, BigCommerce, Magento. So I know that when there's a seamless integration like that, it makes our lives a million times easier. But there still is that connection that needs to happen, setting up, making sure everything, all of the information is flowing in correctly. All of your tech side that's already on your website, everything, is working seamlessly as it should. And then also there is, you're setting up with Zest and your website to make sure you're displaying Zest as you want it to be. You want to make sure it still comes in and matches your website, and it's you're displaying it correctly. We really recommend putting a banner across the top, things like that, to really announce what's going on there. Making sure your shipping and all of that stuff is working as it should and everything. As I know, Zest really helps keep that seamless and everything in there. But also then tying in your marketing, your email platform, which I love. Zest also connects in with Klaviyo and Attentive. So you're able to then make sure you're remarketing, like Liz mentioned, setting up all of those connections, making sure anything that you're wanting to track or the information that comes from Zest, you want to get over into Klaviyo or your email marketing platform, however your whatever platform you're using there. Just making sure all of that information is flowing over. They're all talking to each other so that you can get all of the information that you need. Make sure that you are not losing any of those people that are receiving gifts so that you can, continue to market them and hopefully have customers with them too. And then, Liz, as you mentioned before as well, analytics is so important with things like this. You don't want to just set up and go. You want to make sure you're watching to see, are the recipients then buying? If we offer a discount code, does that help them buy more? Different things like that. You really want to track that so that you know how big of a channel this is for you. And if it's really big, you want to make sure and put more effort into that, So it's really important to watch and see how well things are going. Just like those brands that you mentioned on the last slide, you want to see year over year how much this helped. Like, oh my gosh, our order volume increased 100%. We need to really dive into this, so setting up all those trackings, knowing what KPIs to look at and everything is really important as well. And that's something that our marketing team really enjoys doing, is nerding out on the numbers. So, yeah.
Great job, Ashley. I couldn't have done a better job.
I was going to say, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, no, it was great. I think, just to tie it into the next slide, like those connections between the systems are like so priceless, because what we see is when you use different systems and they're not connected and you don't have the data points, or they're like not clearly communicating data, everything starts to fall apart. So that's not only, is Zest creating a great front end experience, but it's also tying that data into back end systems so everything's seamless as possible. So you can remarket and also, like Ashley said, understand what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So super valuable there. And I think a lot of brands really need that visibility, and anything you can streamline is just a win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, until now, that information has been murky at best. And so, teaming with people who actually know how to leverage this newfound information and like make the most of it, like priceless. Yeah.
On this, I dropped in here some email automation flows that we recommend to whenever you're onboarding Zest to set up to make sure that you are utilizing it to its full capacity. You don't want to set this up and then miss all of the opportunities because you don't have this part set up. The remarketing part of this is just as important as the gifts themselves, because you do want to try to get those customers that are receiving the gifts as much as possible. So the number one most important is welcoming the new gift recipients, making sure, obviously, as Liz mentioned, making sure you're getting their opt-in before you start marketing to them. But getting an email address is like gold nowadays. You get so much information from getting that. So if you can get them to do that and then start talking to them, that is just absolutely incredible. It's really important, as right after they receive the gift, to introduce yourself to them and tell them about yourself and thank them for receiving the gift. Ask them for feedback. Say, we really hope you're enjoying the gift that you received. What a great friend you have for sending this to you. And we would really love to know your thoughts. And then, kind of tell them a little bit about yourself. Why is your brand great? Why should they enjoy your gift and then, continue to buy? And then, also just making sure that they have ease of buying if they want to as well, so that they know exactly how to reach you and how to shop themselves if they would like to. Setting up a flow like that too, that's something that you would really want to make sure you're testing out, and the timing of sending those things. How many touch points is the most beneficial for your company? It may make sense to have a flow of 3 emails where you're talking to them the day they receive it, then maybe 3 days later, and just, reminding them. So that type of flow is extremely important. Liz, do you have anything to add to that one?
Yeah, I think you're spot on with everything you're saying, and everything that we've heard from brands is like most effective. And the great thing about a lot of these email marketing tools like Klaviyo is that you can tell automatically like who's already a customer, who's familiar with your brand, and then decipher who's not a customer, who hasn't shopped with you before, and you can tailor those emails to really introduce your brand in like the best way possible. I mean, so many shoppers buy these days based on like, what's a brand about? What's their mission? What are their values? What are their goals? And that initial email for someone who hasn't shopped with you before is priceless in like setting the stage, setting that foundation with them, and getting them to come check you out, come to your website. So
Yeah, and it's also great in that, email, you can put in, a referral link or something, who the giftee was, or the gifter, I should say. And so, that's a double thing there where you can go back and help create that loyalty from the gifter, so that if your recipient buys, then you can reward them for sending a gift someone bought from you. So it's almost like a referral link on steroids with having, that email, and it serves, multiple purposes there. And then the other three emails or the flows that I really recommend is just to make sure that you're capturing that gifting revenue. Most companies, most brands do have abandoned cart reminders set up, but it's really important to customize these for when someone was creating a gifting order, so that you can, just personalize that message. And, this gifting, usually if people are sending multiple gifts, it's going to be a higher average order value than just one order. So you want to make sure you're getting these and reminding them to come back and check out. Remind them how easy it is to send it, the benefits that is there, and just making sure that that you recover as many of those as possible when you're doing your marketing. And then obviously a post-purchase thank you message. This is one that I see brands miss a lot. It's really important to thank your customers in general. If you don't have a post-purchase thank you flow set up, go set one up. But it's really important to thank your customers for buying from you and just tell them that they appreciate you. And then also in that flow, it's really important to ask them what they thought. Was this a really easy order for you to place? And send all of these gifts. And then also maybe offer them a discount or something to continue gifting, just to remind them to keep going. That helps build that loyalty that Beth was talking about at the very beginning, where people are only loyal to about 5 brands. So
or gift something, right?
Yeah.
Gift the gifter.
Here's a free gift for gifting.
And it's smart to stay top of mind year round. I mean, everyone thinks of especially we're talking about brands right now, we're all about oh man, I have to get ready for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the holidays coming up. But yes, Q4 has the most giftingest holidays. But don't sleep on the other huge ones. Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, back to school is a massive gifting time. Graduation is another one. And people are seeking gifts year round. Weddings, birthdays, gifting your bridesmaids, gifting your groomsmen, all that stuff happens all year long. So making sure that you're staying just lodged in your audience's mind that you are the easiest place to come and buy a gift online is really important to keep beating that drum.
Yeah. And then the last one that I have there is just corporate gifting, just making sure, if you're sending a gift, it's likely you're wanting to make sure and maintain a good B2B relationship with a lot of your customers. Just following up there with some, alerts, making sure they received their gift. You may even want to get notified whenever they receive their gift, so you can send them a follow-up or something there. But just keeping all of your B2B customers engaged, sending a follow-up flow or something, letting them know we really appreciate you doing business with us, something like that. That also, it's really important to maintain loyalty with B2B as well.
Yeah, these are great suggestions, Ashley. And very easy to, not easy, but approachable and simple to set up in Klaviyo with the whole connection of everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. And then you also wanted to talk about
marketing of whenever you add this to your site. Did we lose her?
Me? Yeah. No.
No, Beth. Is she paused for you?
Oh, yes, she is.
Okay.
Well, I can talk about that if things that we suggest to our brands
Yeah,
create
go
that
for it.
are because this is like relatively the wild wild west in e-commerce. Think of like every other part of your website has been optimized like to the hilt to get people on your site having a great experience, converting easily, except for gifting, just because the technology hasn't or hasn't existed before. I mentioned earlier, like it's not for lack of trying on the brand's part, it's just the lack of technology. But now that a tool like Zest is here, brands are really eager for their shoppers to start using it. They're eager to grow this channel, but they're like, this is a new experience. How do we talk about it? How do we let our customers know that it's something they can come and find on our site? They can find this really easy gifting. And so, like you mentioned, a banner on the top of your website, moving gifting links, especially like corporate gifting, we're seeing brands now moving that out of like the footer of their website and putting it like front and center, making it a specific category
Mhm.
on your website for consumer gifting, to having a tab that's just for gifts. Maybe those are your most
Mhm.
giftable products in your mind, your most popular gifts that you want to put right there so people know, hey, I need a gift. I can come here, put a few in my cart, easily go to checkout, buy all of them for multiple people in one go. They're in and out in a minute. So making gifting really easy to find. And then as you're showing here, a lot of our brands will send out emails talking about this experience, being like, hey, we have a new experience. Gifts are super easy to send. You can like, and they'll send people to their corporate gifting storefront, for instance, right from these emails, or they would drop them into those like gifting categories on their website. So just making it ridiculously easy for people to find your gifts and
Mhm.
letting them know a little bit about how this experience looks, because it's new for everyone. It's a
Mhm.
new people are buying gifts and they've been like trudging along with this really like friction filled process so far. Um, and letting them know that now it's super easy and it's a new tool and it takes them like 1 second to catch on
Mhm.
to what's going on. The learning curve is low because it's so intuitive and baked in.
Yeah. I really loved how you said adding a category page or to your top navigation, a gifting category. I think that is so beneficial, like most popular gifts, and customizing that for since Christmas is coming up, our most popular holiday gifts,
Mhm.
or even if you have something that sometimes people will say most popular gifts for women, most popular gifts for men, something like that too would make it so easy. And then for each holiday, like you mentioned, Mother's Day, our most popular Mother's Day gifts, and populating that in there so that if someone's coming to the website to get a gift, then they're able to easily see these are the things that uh, people are giving as gifts the most. And the easier you can make it for people, the better. People we're getting lazier as we go on, and we need it to just be right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
What's
that.
going on? Yeah.
Really good point. Welcome back, Beth.
Yeah,
Oh,
sorry everybody. I had to get a hotspot on my phone.
shoot. Oh
Internet
dear.
went out. Oops.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't stop. I was like, oh no.
Mm.
Okay, good. It sounded like the slide transition you got to that point because I lost you then. Oh, you took over.
Yeah.
Okay.
We brought it up. We're good.
Um,
We
Go
have
ahead.
to wrap, or we are wrapping up, but we do have one more question that we
We do
wanted
have
to
one
talk
more
about.
question.
So let me bring that up real
Okay,
quick.
this is from Candy. I would love to know what's coming next in Zest. Product roadmap that you can share, Liz. Ooh.
Ooh,
Sure. What
ooh,
can I
ooh.
share? Well, we did just come out with a really awesome we are on our way. Like I've been talking about this multi-ship experience where you can send gifts to multiple people in one checkout. And our corporate gifting experience has been so far, you pick out your gift, and then you add your recipients, and all those recipients get the same gift.
Oh, okay.
But what is on on the precipice of being released is something we're calling multi-gift, where you can send different gifts to different recipients. And this is really ideal, especially in like the corporate gifting space. I think we've all been in a situation where we get a corporate gift that is like not useful to us
Yes.
at all. And so this is really important in terms of like, if I'm the founder of a company and I want to send these really great gift boxes to my team, I can sort of curate a different gift box like per person, or like I can send like the cookie gift box to 95% of the people, but I need to find like I can send the gluten-free cookie gift box to like
Yeah.
the 5% of people who are
Yeah.
gluten-free, or like I can send wine to half of my recipient list, but maybe I want to send like a non-alcoholic option
Yeah.
to the other half. So being able to have that flexibility in sending like the different gifts, and especially like I said in corporate gifting, where uh in terms of especially like you're sending to clients and you send them a gift that they can't use, eat, consume, anything like that, like you might do like more damage to that relationship than good, than if you were able to like specifically send them something that like applies to them and is more personalized and fits their life better. So that's something that's really exciting. And we're in like the early phases of launching that experience. Yeah, and right now we have a lot of brands in the queue who are about to be onboarded with our new consumer gifting product. So we're heads down trying to get them all set up and ready to go before Q4, and then making sure all of our existing partners have everything that they need, all the help that they could get from our team so that they're set up for success this year as well. Because everyone's hunkering down, getting ready.
Yes.
And if you're watching and you didn't know, now is for sure the time to make sure your website is ready for the upcoming holiday season.
Yeah.
Just a little thought there.
Just plugging
You
that
never
in there.
know.
Just
Sometimes
your
it's
daily
slips your
reminder.
mind.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we always like to wrap up with some takeaways here, Liz. So obviously we covered so many great things. It looks like, gifting, new acquisition, loyalty, and channel, very important, of course. Zest makes frictionless brands and gifters. Oh yes, absolutely. We can see that from the demo. And Shero ensures gifting ties into your e-commerce ecosystem, so we can help integrate Zest onto your website and help with any of the marketing aspects as well. Ashley, our expert, covered some of the things, but maybe your business has additional needs in marketing that we can support with. So some great takeaways. I don't know, Liz or Ashley, anything else to add there?
I don't
No,
think so.
I know we covered a lot. It's been
covered a
everybody.
lot.
Thanks for hanging out with us for an hour today.
Yeah. We already got some awesome questions, but if anyone's watching this after, feel free to drop more questions in the chat and we'll get back to you. Yeah, I think we're
I think that's a wrap. We
wrap
can
it
wrap
up.
up then, right?
Yeah.
Unless, Liz, there's
Is
anything
that
else.
a gifting fun? Wrap it up. Okay. All right.
Oh, I didn't
Where do
even
people
notice.
go
Right.
if they want to learn more about Zest or reach out to you directly, Liz? Let's end on that.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to talk to me directly, it's just Liz, Liz, at zest.co, or you could go to zest.co/contact and just fill out our form. Real people see those forms and get back to you ASAP. So those are probably the easiest ways to reach out.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I guess that's a wrap. So we can wrap up here. Liz, thank you so much for joining us. It was a pleasure having you on here today and also getting all of your insights and learning more about Zest. And Ashley, your marketing knowledge is priceless. So people who are listening in, make sure you follow that advice that Ashley's giving you because it's very valid and important, and it's a must feed. Like, you got to do those things. So thank you so much, Ashley. And we're going to wrap up today. So thank you again for joining us. I'm Beth Shero. Always be learning.